After nearly 30 years in prison, Robert Johnson experienced his first day of freedom, and he says he feels like he's been dropped on Mars. Last night, we showed you his release from the Cook County Jail after his 1996 murder conviction was vacated. Now our Megan Hickey joins us live. And Megan, you were there for Johnson's day of many firsts.
Right, Erica. Robert Johnson is experiencing so many things that you and I take for granted for the first time in decades. He was arrested at 16 for a murder that he's always maintained he had nothing to do with. Now at 45, he has a lot of catching up to do.
First of all, what is the purpose of a laptop? So if I just go like this, just click on here.
Robert Johnson's cousin's laptop was the first of many foreign objects he encountered on his first day of freedom.
Can you watch movies on here?
Yeah. You told me you haven't slept in a couple of days. Why is that?
It's just my mind is racing.
Johnson can't sleep because there's so much he wants to do. After being released last night after nearly 29 years of incarceration, his first stop after hugging.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the DeMarkco. If I go get the full effect of me. This is cool and all. Like, it's cool that he finally got released because it was a wrongful conviction. But to me, it's not nothing that they should be celebrating on the news, and obviously it's to put in front of people so they can see what's going on and, you know, what was not right. And his case, he got arrested. There was no eyewitnesses or no physical evidence that he did the crime that he was committed of, and it was murder. So he got wrongfully convicted, but no evidence or no physical evidence or no eyewitnesses. They just took him to jail. And 29 years later, he's 45 years old. He spent 29 of his years in jail for a crime he didn't do. And now they're taking him out of jail. And the way I look at this is I don't look at it from a perspective of, oh yeah, he was just wrongfully in prison, now he's out. And he has a new beginning, like they said, and you know, like they're trying to insinuate. It's just a messed up part of life. In Chicago, we have the most, what's the word? Looking for the word. We have the most people wrongfully convicted in jail that got taken out of jail. There's a statistic. Chicago, we was leading it in 2022 as of 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed. So, I mean, that's just Chicago for you. They just don't do a lot, you know, for their people. They just kind of like Chicago is a dangerous city. Chicago is definitely a dangerous city. But we'll just get back to the video.
His 92-year-old grandmother was Dave & Buster's for dinner. He says the video games he played in 1996 can't hold a candle to what he saw last night, and the food.
Pizza and French fries.
How did it taste?
It tasted good. It tasted a lot better than prison.
This is it? As he catches up with his family in the suburbs, he can't wrap his mind around the autonomy that he has outside of prison walls.
It takes something from you. It really does, especially when you're not supposed to be there in the first place.
As for how he got there, police took 16-year-old Johnson from his grandmother's house and arrested him in connection with the April 14, 1996 murder of a man who was shot and killed in a robbery in his apartment on the South Side.
Robert's case is really stunning because it really starts to make you wonder, how did he ever get convicted?
Johnson's attorney, Megan Richardson, explained to me that there was no real evidence against him, just the testimony of a teenager who later recanted. The detectives on Johnson's case had worked under disgraced former Commander John Burge and are now well known for abusive and coercive tactics.
I kept on telling them, I didn't have nothing to do with this.
After years of fighting to prove his innocence, his conviction was vacated this week. Next month, the state will determine whether they'll appeal Johnson's case, retry it, or dismiss it.
Seeing someone actually walk out of here, it let me know it can be done. You just got to be patient.
Yeah, it can be done, but you weren't supposed to be there in the first place, which makes it even worse. I did a video a month ago on there was three guys that got wrongfully convicted for a crime, and they were in jail for 20 years, right? And it made me think, because even from the perspective of, like, look at it from this perspective, you it's like getting in trouble for something you didn't do, but worse. So you get in trouble for something that you didn't do in hopes that you get out. But it shows you how our justice system is not right, especially Chicago. In Chicago, I have been staying away from Chicago videos as of lately, because really, if it's going to be a report, it's always going to be a bad report on Chicago. And it's not really no really good news is coming back, but Robert Johnson, welcome home. Welcome home, man. Got 45 years old, got a bunch of life still to live. And hopefully they treated you right and they gave you hopefully they gave him some type of money for it instead of just freeing them. But other than that, there's not really much to say. Our justice system just has to be better. Our justice system has to be better. Even with Chicago removing ShotSpotter, they have to be better with that, because when they did have ShotSpotter in effect, what Chicago was doing was, let's say somebody locate, and they use the ShotSpotter, right? What the police typically do is they arrest the person that's nearby instead of really investigating and figuring out what's going on. That's the reason why they removed it from Chicago as well, because they didn't know how to use it. But other than that, make sure y'all leave a like for the algorithm. If you are subscribed, make sure you press the notification bell. Okay. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning, wherever y'all at, and I'll see y'all.